So in my prior video, we managed to put all the lead that we wanted to put on the Pro Ultimate. I did mention that because of a back injury, I can't go out and play, especially at a higher level. So I figured, you know what? Today is the next day. I decided to go up against the wall and kind of get a first impression on it. And I decided to take you guys on for the trip and kind of tell you how it is. Now, I do want to mention that I'm not sponsored by any paddle company, nor do I have any affiliate links or anything like that. So I can give you guys my raw thoughts as to what I think about the Pro Ultimate here. Again, I haven't hit a single shot of it yet. It's crisp and new. Yeah, this is the Pro Power. Now, as I've said, this is also a brand new Pro Power. It's got like 3 hours of play on it. It's not broken in fully. Now, I'm gonna start off with this. I'm gonna give you guys an idea of how the balls are looking. I'm gonna get an idea of how it feels like right now, and then we're gonna move on to this and kind of see and compare the two, right? So these are gonna be two relatively new paddles because a broken in Pro Power is way stronger than a brand new one. I'll tell you that much. They play like two different paddles. So it's good to compare two brand new Gearbox paddles to each other. So let's start off with the Pro Power. I'm gonna put this one down here. And we're just gonna hit a bunch of shots here. Now I do have a very stiff back, so I'm just gonna check and make sure this ball is not cracked already. Okay, sounds fine. So you can kind of get an idea of what the flight is. I'm gonna get a feel for the paddle again because it's been probably a week since I've been out. So I'm just hitting kind of regular drives right now. Softly. All right, we'll do some slices. Some two-handed backhands. All right, and then probably just some volleys, maybe some, that's my back kicking in there. Maybe some roll volleys, some punch volleys. We could also pay attention to maybe how the sound of the paddle is and compare the two, because there is supposed to be a difference in sound between the two. All right, that's gonna be enough. So, thanks, man. And now we're gonna try out the Pro Ultimate. So this will be the first shots of the Pro Ultimate. Get an idea of how this feels like right off the bat. So right away, the sound feels more muted. Wow, okay. There's also a lot of wind, by the way. I'm sure the mic is even getting hit by all this wind. So it's really hard to tell with all this wind going on. You can just see how much the ball's moving. Ooh, yeah. Really hard to follow that. This must be like 15, 20 mile an hour gusts here. Okay. So definitely a lot of power, honestly. Because again, I mean, obviously I'm swinging like 50%, but I was doing the same with the Gearbox. And I'm just judging it by how far it's kind of coming back to the line here. It's definitely coming back a lot further, isn't it? Let's do some slices. Now, in terms of the weight of the paddle, I'm not feeling it between the two. And again, that Gearbox, the other one is at 8.5. Now, in terms of the amount of slice, it's gonna be hard to tell once we get on the court and actually see the cut happening. It's really hard to follow it, obviously, with your eye while it's leaving your paddle. So I'm not exactly sure how effective that slice is necessarily yet, until I see it bounce off the ground. Ooh, it's a little too deep. Now that's feeling good so far. And again, this is a non-broken in version of it, so it is gonna change a lot. but compared to the other brand new Pro Power, I mean, it's definitely not feeling any worse. I'll tell you guys that much. Just try to do some volleys here. Yeah, definitely a bit of power coming off it, honestly, still. Because even when I say that the Pro Power is not broken in, I mean, it still has 3 hours of play in it. So it's still going to be broken into a point, right? This one is not broken in at all. And it's not any less powerful than the Pro Power. And I mean, again, the paddle feels good. I mean, this weight, 9 ounces, compared to 8.5, I mean, I'm not feeling good. My wrist is getting above these rolls as you normally want to have it. See that? My muscles are getting a bit looser. And I'm able to kind of punch through it. I mean, it's looking good. My hands don't feel slow. Now, since we are using a wall, working on resets, drops, that's not gonna happen, right? We could try to make it happen, but it's not gonna be the same. In general, this test, obviously, it's a little iffy because it's different when a ball's coming at you from the court. Even the surface on the floor is different, right? But so far, it feels good. It feels good. You know, the additional weight is not bothering me. Look how far that ball goes. I mean, again, I'm hitting it at like 50%, 40%, same as I would with the other Gearbox, but that ball is sailing way further. And that'll happen for 2 reasons. Either more power or there's more spin on the shot. Because the spin will also make it pop off the wall higher. Well, that Gearbox it's a brand new Gearbox, so the grit on it is as good as it gets. I think it's been tested. They should have relatively similar spin capabilities. Now, as a reminder, there is supposed to be better dwell on this. So maybe because of the dwell, there is more spin coming off it. That could be the case, right? So if I really try to crank it up like that, but again, it's really hard to follow that spin, right? 'Cause after it hits the wall, it kind of reverts what that spin looks like, right? Instead of it going forward, it kind of like, it reverses. The ball comes back, spinning the opposite direction, I believe. Take a closer look at it. Yeah. It's not coming at me as it would as an opponent, right? So I can't really judge what it does on the floor, right? Now we could try to put some more power into the shot here, right? So oop, that's a mishit. I mean, it feels good. Feels good so far. Oh, we haven't done two-handed backhands. Man, let me tell you this much. The plow through feels so much better. And it could be the fact that it's 16 millimeters, the fact that it's nine ounces or something, but it just feels good. You know, when you hit it, and the way the paddle kind of moves through the ball, it could just be the additional weight I have going on, but even when I'm not properly positioned, you know, I don't have my weight going forward, I still feel like I'm able to kind of push through that ball a little better, you know? Go for a big one, follow up, follow up. Yeah, I mean, listen, whew, feels good, feels good. Again, oh man, I just lost you guys. I just lost you guys. Let me get you guys back in business here. Get you guys back in business here. It's a lot of wind, so we are battling all that wind. So, I mean, what can I say? It's a nice paddle. It's a nice paddle. I mean, wow. You know, if the control is going to be better, again, it's very hard for us to test out control unless we actually get on the court and play, right? And we have to start dropping, start resetting. But the power's still there. It maneuvers just as well as this one does. I'm not having any issues with my wrist. I'm not lagging behind. I'm not having issues covering above it. Let's go back to the Pro Power. I mean, you guys be the judge. How do I look hitting both of them, you know? right? So again, I'm hitting these. All right, so if I raise it, yeah, it's definitely gonna cross over. You know, the funny thing is, right, so this gearbox does feel lighter now. And because I've been hitting the other one, I'm used to engaging more muscle now, right, to go through the ball. So now I'm actually snapping the ball a little harder, the gearbox that I was previously, because I just came from a heavier paddle. So I have to kind of, you know, maybe even adjust for that, you know, the fact that I'm kind of using more strength than I normally would, only because I was just swinging that heavier paddle, right? I mean, listen, this gearbox also feels great. What am I gonna say? Maybe both paddles are that phenomenal, right? But you see that drive through, that power through, when I'm not putting my weight forward, right? When you have kind of poor technique, your feet didn't get where you want it to be. That doesn't feel as good as that paddle. That paddle really drives the ball forward. You could be a little bit off of your feet and still get that power, you know, when you need to, right? So if you get this backhand, oh my goodness, there's just so much wind that to set yourself up is difficult, especially, you know, my back and all right now, but let's see, boom, right? That's a beautiful backhand, right? My feet are there, right? So this paddle, yeah, that's gonna work out well, boom, right? That's a great snap, but that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about these right here, right? Oh, that's fine. Okay, right here, right? You see this? I'm kind of like out of position, right? Footwork is bad. Here we go. Again, you see this? You see this? I'm leaning back, bam. That's fine, right? Another one. Okay, this one I could, that's also, see? There's an issue there. I'm not getting my feet set quickly enough, so I can't, oh man, I'm losing you guys again. Man. Listen, we might need to yeah, that's a lot of wind. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I might need to hold you guys out right now like this, if anything, as I finish my video here, get my points across, you know. So what I want to say here is, I think the best way to judge it is when we went from the Pro Power to the Ultimate, and I just felt that extra power. There was extra power for some reason, and again, this paddle is just brand new. It's not broken into at all, so God knows how much more it can unleash. Some people did say there's more power in it. I mean, hard to believe, right? It's supposed to be toned down, but it felt like I was driving through more of it. I didn't have an issue dealing with the weight of the paddle, so that's nice, especially that we brought it down. Again, if you're gonna wear it stock, you might feel that difference, right? The head being heavier than it's supposed to be. But of all the lead that we put in my previous video, which I'm gonna link up, you guys can check that out. It feels good, it feels very solid. I love how it just like pushes through the ball when you're out of position. I keep repeating that, but that really felt good. But that could be that extra weight behind the paddle that you're getting, maybe even the 16 mm's. I'll plan to have videos up, obviously, of me actually playing with the paddle once it gets broken into, but first experience off the wall feels great, you know, feels great. It actually feels better than that Pro Power felt right out of the box. Because I feel that Pro Power gets better every single time I play. And I hate the first few hours of playing of it because I know what it can get up to and where it begins, and it's such a major difference, and I just hate that. But that played better than the Pro Power out of the box, against the wall even. So that's surprising, that's cool, but that's what I want to share with you guys. I'll have more videos, obviously games of me playing in it. But other than that, thank you for watching, and throw a like if you enjoyed this video. Until next time.